We're pretty sure you guys know the drill by now, but welcome back to another episode of Good Stories with Josh and Oscar. I'm Josh Haynes.
And I'm Oscar Mendoza.
And I promise you, we did not call one another last night to figure out what each other was wearing, but, I mean, we do match, and I feel like we look pretty decent.
Yeah, and I don't know how we do it, but we do it month in and month out.
Well, my goal is to just look as good as you do.
I don't know about that, but thank you. I'll take the compliment.
Here's the goal. We have one goal. Encourage you, help remind you that the world is a good place, that people are good, and there's a lot of good things happening around our world. And so, Oscar, you got the first story.
Yes, so this takes us to last month, a town called Londonderry, New Hampshire, where a man who wishes to be unnamed ordered a beer, 2 chili dogs, pickled chips, and a tequila drink.
He's having a good day, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's definitely, or a good evening.
It's something.
So the bill came out to about $37, $38. And he asked for his check, and as he walked away, he said, "Don't spend it all in one place." You know, and the bartender was getting ready to go on break. She didn't enter the check right away, but she got curious, remembering what the customer had said, so she hurried up and went ahead and entered it, and kind of find out there was a $16,000 tip on there. Can you imagine that?
No, I cannot. I've never given that type of a tip.
I could never give, and nor have I ever received that big, but I'd take it. But she mentioned that she tried to refuse the money, saying they don't feel right taking that. Mm-hmm. And he said, "No, I was meant for you to have this." Mm. And so basically, the money's going to be split among 8 bartenders, which is the equivalent of servers there at this restaurant. As well as kitchen staff. Of course, they waited to post about this incident or about this tip until the tip cleared.
Yeah, that's probably a good decision.
Yeah, absolutely. So how about you, Josh? What do you have for us?
Well, I know that many of us are excited about the upcoming Tokyo Olympics, especially since we thought we were going to get them last year and 2020 was crazy.
Yes.
But I want to tell you a little bit about one of our own American Olympic athletes. Her name is Quenisha Burks. And Miss Burks grew up in Hartselle, Alabama, which is a town of about 14,000 people. And she was raised by her very blue-collar grandparents. Her dreams, I think like many of us, were bigger than her present situation. She was working at a McDonald's while she was in high school, making about $50 a week, and really just hoping to go to college, like hoping to change her destiny a little bit. She actually excelled at basketball and track in a lot of great ways. Funny enough, by the time she finished high school, this is crazy by the way, by the time she finished high school, she won 11 Alabama state track titles. Wow. Which got her a scholarship to go to the University of Alabama, where she won All-America honors. Even with all the ups and downs of 2020 and all the things going on with COVID-19, she kept working at her craft. She ends up making the Olympic squad through the extra training, waiting on this year to kind of come around and hopefully the rescheduled Olympics. She had multiple injuries that kind of hit her, where she had to work through that, hoping she would make the team. But now, here in about a week or two, we're going to get to watch her in Tokyo run for us.
All right, go America.
Absolutely. I am such a huge fan of hers, and I just wanted to read for you guys a quote of something she had to say. She said, "I didn't have everything laid out for me. I didn't have all the eyes on me. I feel like still to this day I get overlooked, but that's okay." This is what she was kind of telling Sports Illustrated for her story. "I just know it all starts with your confidence from within. Everything I've become is because of my mindset and my determination. It's been a journey, and it all started with a little girl working in a McDonald's, and here I am."
Wow, you gotta respect the running. I mean, I have 2 speeds, that's slow and super slow. For a big guy, I can run pretty fast, but they're still slow and super slow.
I don't know that anybody is going to be putting us in the same categories as Miss Quenisha Burks.
No, not anytime soon anyways.
Absolutely not. So what you got next?
So this next one happened a few weeks ago. There's Joseph Diner, 16, and a Dominic Viet, 15, who are both Boy Scouts. They had a flood storm in Columbia, Missouri, and so they were out on their bikes surveying some of the damage that had occurred when they heard the scream of someone needing help. First, they couldn't believe that's what they were hearing. They saw a lady holding on to a basketball hoop that was entirely submerged in floodwaters. And at first they were, they kind of hesitated because they were like, can we do this? And then they remembered they had training to go do this. So the two decided to jump in, rescue her. They held her on by the shoulder, or she held on their shoulder, got them to land. And this was corroborated by the assistant fire chief,
wow,
who stated that the lady thought that she could go swimming in floodwaters. Not sure why. Either way, it came out to a happy ending because they were able to rescue her.
Yeah.
Now, the funny thing is that the parents had already discussed with them that, the dangers of the floodwaters, and was trying to get a hold of the kids because there was a storm approaching. So they went out looking for them, and when they saw the ambulances, all their hearts sank.
Yep.
Because all they could think was that their kids were involved in danger, when actually, they were the ones that helped a lady get out of danger. They are Life Scouts, which is the level right above before Eagle Scouts.
Okay.
And so they're expected to be getting a honorary badge for this because they're not doing any life-saving skills.
Yeah.
As a curriculum.
Yeah.
So.
Man, that is amazing.
Kudos to those guys.
Yeah. Speaking of putting your life on the line, as of yesterday, many of us know about the news right now and what's going on with the condo in Miami Surfside, Florida, and all of the tragedy that's happened with the collapse of this condo. As of yesterday, the death toll was up to 97, with 92 of the bodies being identified and kind of conveyed and shared with those families. As you can imagine, these first responders, the fire and rescue teams, are struggling emotionally. They are struggling as they search through the rubble for these people. And so in a very unique effort, 9 golden retrievers have been brought in from out of state to work with the existing and already at work therapy dogs from the Miami-Dade County Fire Departments. Comfort dogs, interestingly enough, these therapy dogs are scientifically proven to be an outlet and a help for depression, anxiety, other PTSDs, and even other various forms of distress. And these dogs have this heightened sensitivity to be able to care for people in distress. Interestingly enough, the science behind this, and many of you probably already know this, but the science behind this is that when these first responders kind of come out of the rubble, they have seen some horrific things, and some of the things that's even been kind of shared is they will come right out of having worked and they will just fall to their knees and just hug these dogs. And in that moment, scientifically, their brains, through that physical touch, will release oxytocin in order to provide these very emotionally weary first responders, to give them relief, to give them some sense of security, to give them a positive touch that somehow chemically makes the brain feel like it's going to be okay. They are petting and hugging and holding these dogs as they just cry right now.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I can imagine we get home from a long day, and our pets show up to the door, and I'm sure we're releasing that oxytocin as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy the way that these therapy dogs work. And I promise this is not a passive-aggressive shot on our part at those of you who are cat lovers, although I think both of us are dog lovers more than we are cat lovers.
Gotta love the dogs.
That's right. That being said, just the idea that camaraderie and shared mission can be found, and comfort can be found, not just from human to human, but in all parts of our creation, is pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
Yeah. So with that being said, this has been Good Stories with Josh and Oscar. We are so thrilled that you've joined us and been listening. We hope you've been encouraged, and I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, just remember to go out there and be nice to somebody. You never know when you're going to get a $16,000 tip.
Don't do it for the money.
Oh, yes. I mean, obviously, don't do it for the money, but you just never know.
Yep. Do it for the goodwill of people.
Yes,
hope you guys have a great rest of your day.